Next presenter is going to be Coach Jonathan Michaels of Colby College. Jonathan begins his second year as head coach of Colby and his 9th year at the school. He's a graduate of Bates College, and he's previously coached at St. Anselm's, Fordham, University of Pennsylvania, and Allegheny. Colby College, Coach Jonathan McMichaels.
All right, this thing good? A couple quick things. Let me say, going into year 2, I can't believe a year's passed. And I remember last year at this time, Coach Kaz, you looked at me and you said, I remember my first year as a head coach. I didn't have gray hair, and you should enjoy it while it lasted. And I didn't expect you to be so prophetic, but I'm going to be passing you by pretty soon here. And one other aside, Coach Harriman, great story about the helmet. Your wife, not that this is about me, but I got engaged a few weeks ago, and you can be rest assured that that story is going home tonight and going to be shared with my fiance when we go through our expectations meeting before this thing goes down. So thank you. I want to introduce our staff. We've continuity is everything in anything you try to do. This, you need to be successful, and no matter how much you prepare and plan, it doesn't necessarily go the right way your first time through, and we think nobody knows that better than our staff, but we've come a long way as a group, and we had a lot of fun. If I ever were to write an autobiography, I can assure you that the 2012 football season is going to be the most entertaining chapter of that book. But we look forward to this year. These guys have worked a ton of camps, and we're anxious to coach football. Tom Dexter's our defensive coordinator, going through his 25th year. Eric Garcia is our special teams coordinator, going into his 8th year at Colby. Steve Opkenorth, our offensive and recruiting coordinator, coming back for his 2nd year. Coach Matt Handhold, our defensive line academic coordinator, in his 2nd year, and Derek Antonioni coaching our running backs for his 3rd year at Colby. And these guys make it fun, and fellas, thanks for everything that you do. And also an acknowledgement to a group of alums who give us so much and invest so much their time and energy into Colby football. It makes it special, that's for darn sure. As we look into the 2013 season, our goals are very similar to what they always have been and always will be. That's to maintain a proud tradition of Colby football, coach and develop young men, and that's what it's all about. I mean, you look at, in this country, what football has become. You turn on the TV, you pick up a paper. You've gone from a place that not just loves football. This country is obsessed with the sport, and whether that's good or bad, I don't know, but it's our job to make it good. And you see so much of what's bad in the game on TV, and it's our opportunity, because of the pedestal that we're on, to do great things. And Dick Vermeil once said, it's not enough to say you coach football. You need to coach people to play football, among a lot of other things. And that's what we aspire to do. I mean, we want to have a good, tough, hard-nosed, disciplined, well-prepared football team every year. That's our objective at Colby, and that's what we'll strive to do. We look back at last year, and it was absolutely a year of transition. We lacked depth. We practiced most days with 48 guys on the field. We had 4 two-way players. It was eye-opening. Half of our touchdown passes that we threw as a team last year were caught by defensive players. The highlight, maybe one of the highlights of our season, was an overtime win where we tossed the ball to our D-end, and he threw a touchdown pass to our strong safety. That's where we were as a team, and although we only mustered a 3-5 record, we did manage to win 3 of the last 4, and hope to build on that. That fueled our off-season. I think we've had a good off-season, but momentum can only carry you so far. We know that. We can't live off of the successes of yesterday. We got to continue to earn it. You got to earn it every day. And we've got 2 captains that I think have set the lead on that, and Paul Gallagher is an offensive lineman from Buckingham Brown and Nichols outside of Boston, and Danny Maddox, a safety from Phillips Exeter Academy. They've done a great job this offseason. We're going to need them to lead a lot. We remain young. We only have 5 seniors on our team in the 2013 season. So leadership and development of leadership in our program is going to be critical across the board. Now we'll start with special teams. critical piece of the game, and it's an area that we need to improve on. We got a kicker, a junior kicker, Lo Sheepers. He's kicked for us in each of the past 2 years, and he's shown some great things. He's kicked off, he's kicked some extra points, he's punted for us, but there have been times when he's performed in typical, stereotypical flaky kicker fashion, and we need that to go away, and he needs to mature, and he's got all the talent in the world. The other piece of the special teams puzzle that came on late in the season that was huge was Zach Padula, is a junior from Coventry, Rhode Island, became a very productive return guy in the second half of the season, both punts and kickoffs, and we're going to really rely on him to do the same for us this year. On offense, we've got 7 starters back, and that's great. 4 of them are in the offensive line. Now we've got to replace fill some big shoes. John Gilboy was a 2-time all-conference player, and we did things around him, and he was irreplaceable. But we've got 4 starters back. Our captain, Paul Gallagher, junior center Connor Clancy from Andover, Mass. lead the way, and we've got 2 other guys who started 8 games for us. In the backfield, we got some young guys, and hopefully they're talented. Thomas Brewster is a sophomore from Fairfield County, and he led our team in yards per carry. He can do some things, and he was joined at the fullback position by Max Eberhard, who played as a freshman. He's out of Exeter as well. So we got some young guys coming in, and we think at the running back position, young guys can play, and we're going to see if they can. At wideout last year, I think we struggled a little bit. We had a lot of expectations for Luke Dunkley from Coney. He was the key to our offense a year ago, and we had all kinds of grand plans. He was a wideout, he was a running back, he's our wildcat quarterback. He'll return punts, he'll return kicks, and he was the most dynamic player we thought in the league for 3/4 of the first game, and then he broke his foot, and that was it. And we're excited for him to come back. He's healthy. He's a big piece of it again. But if something good came of it, not only did we put together a plan to highlight our best player, forced us to put together a plan to play without your best offensive player. And like I said, we're glad he's coming back. But he's joined by Nick Joseph from BC High, who's made some big plays for us in the past, and a senior Kyle Roth. And hopefully that position will produce a little bit more. Tight end was a revolving door last year. We had 4 guys in and out. And good news is 3 of them returned. And we had to make the move that most offensive coaches don't want to make, and that's moving an O lineman to tight end. Usually it goes the other way around, but that's what we had to do, and the young guys, they found a way to get it done and be adequate. And then at the quarterback position, as Coach said, it's critical. Justin Sierra is a sophomore out of Horace Greeley High School in New York, and he started 7 of 8 games for us, and he's exciting. He's a fun player to watch. He's dynamic with the football. He can run. He was our leading rusher last year. He threw for 1,000 yards. He had 10 touchdown passes. He had 10 interceptions, and that's something that hopefully we've addressed, and we'll get better. And he will receive some competition from a freshman quarterback who we think is pretty good from California. On defense, 6 starters return. The biggest void will be in our defensive line. We lost a 3-time all-conference player in Ryan Vayette. But we moved Caleb Harris, the kid from New Hampshire, back to defensive end. He started all year for us last year at D-tackle. A kid named Mike Winsek out of Nebraska has played a lot for us in the defensive line in his first 2 years, and another guy from BC High, Kalu, has played for us in the past. So hopefully those guys and some other committee members will step up and fill that position. At linebacker, we return a 2-year starter, junior Henry Nelson from St. Luke's School in Connecticut. He's led our team in tackles for the past 2 years. He's the key to our 4-3 defense, and he's an all-conference type of player. We need him to step up into that role and continue to improve. And the other positions, we've had some guys who've started, but it's been a competition among many to round out the linebacker core. But the good news is, I guess, is we've got 12 other guys who are fighting for 2 spots, and we're anxious to see who will emerge in those positions. In the secondary, we return 3 of 4 starters. We lose Derek Beasley, who's a 4-year guy and an all-conference player, but our captain, Danny Maddox, stepped up in a big way last year, filling in for an injury. He started 8 games and earned the respect of all of his teammates and made plays for us. Our 2 corners are back. They're juniors. Zach Padula is excellent, and Jason Bucco out of Andover, Mass. Was an all-conference player. He played both ways for us, had 5 interceptions, which is among the league leaders, and we expect him to continue to play at that level. So we're excited about the upcoming year. We know development of leadership is critical. We need to be more balanced offensively, defensively, and special teams. We've had a good offseason. We think we've accomplished a great deal of our big picture goals, and I think success comes in many ways, and many of them you can measure, many of them you can't, but we think we've come a long way, and hopefully we'll see some more of those results on Saturdays this year. Jack, thanks for putting this together, and it's a great day, and best of luck, healthy season, successful season to all of you. Thank you.